級英雄電影一向都叫好又叫座，近年嚟電影唔再只係正邪對決，好似喺 Ben Affleck 同 Henry Cavill 主演嘅荷里活電影入面，就講述兩位超級英雄對敵嘅故事。首次挑戰飾演呢個經典英雄人物嘅阿 Ben， 喺北京接受我哋專訪時都話自己為咗呢套戲做足準備㗎。
There were two sides. One was just the purely physical side where I had to do an awful lot of, working out to prepare for the role so that I could convincingly look like what Zach wanted, which was a sort of bigger, bulkier, kind of brawler, aging but still kind of muscular guy. And on the other side, I've just prepared for it, using. There's not a lot of. It's not like you're playing a real person like with Argo or something, or even playing a real kind of person like a movie I did called The Town, which was about these bank robbers, and so I could research bank robberies. There's no research to be done, so it's a purely imaginative preparation. And so I spent a lot of time, imagining and talking to the writer and talking to Zach, and making everything grounded and as specific and real as I possibly could.
So if you could have a choice, would you like to be the god or the man?
I guess, well, and everybody sort of wants to be the god, right? But the truth is we identify with the man. We don't understand the god, and we're afraid, many of us, of the god, and that's part of what the man in Batman is expressing, is his fear of great and unlimited power. That's what makes us humans in some ways, is our vulnerabilities. It's our downfall, but it's also what's beautiful about us, is our weaknesses.
And did you talk to Christian Bale, George Clooney, Michael Keaton before playing this role?
I have talked to all three of those men at various stages about playing the role, but not specific about how do I deliver this line? It was more just a general take on their lives and having done it, and all three of those guys are really gracious and great actors, and it's intimidating to step into the shoes that have been filled by people like that. So it was not easy.
And we are very curious how you prepare for practicing that very deep voice.
Oh, well, yes. I had some help with that deep voice, because as you'll see when you see the full movie, part of the conceit of this movie is that that because Batman plays a very it's so funny. I use the analogy actually of Donald Trump before Donald Trump was ever a presidential candidate, because we made the movie in 2014. But I said, he's a very well-known billionaire. Maybe what's his name from Microsoft? Bill Gates or Donald Trump, so that people would recognize his voice. And so he used a voice modifier. So the actual cowl is what changes his voice in our movie. So I'm not doing the making it deeper on purpose. It's just it's a computer that's doing that. So I had the computer do it for me, and so it made it a lot easier.
And were you or was Samuel more excited after knowing you have to play Batman?
My son was much more excited when he got a little bit older and realized what I was doing. And when I first took the job, he was a little young to understand, but now he's very into it. Yeah, his dad is Batman, and he's very excited.
而 Henry 就係再度飾演新戲嘅角色，相信佢對於今次嘅演繹都駕輕就熟啦。
With the opening experience of playing Man of Steel and all the training required for that, it prepared me better for this and gave me a launch pad where I could work even more and even harder and try and achieve a better result. I was very fortunate to have Mark Twight train me during my previous movie, so shooting Batman v Superman. Mark Twight trained me during The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And that was a wonderful period of just setting myself up for the really hard work which would happen on Batman v Superman. As soon as I got to Batman v Superman, Michael Blevins took me on and he trained me. And Mark Twight was still the head trainer on the whole project. He oversaw everything. But Michael and I worked very closely, and we could work really, really hard at building strength and size at first, and eating lots of food, and then after that leaning down so we could get into filming shape, essentially.
How about the diet?
The diet, to begin with, was lots of fun. Because when you're mass gaining, you're on 5,000 calories a day, which is essentially everything delicious and nice while training. And that is really enjoyable right up until you need to stop mass gaining, and then you need to start leaning up, and then you start cutting things out. And to begin with, it's okay, it's fine, and you're doing all right. And then when you need to go just for a shirtless scene, that's when the limitations really come in, and you're feeling hungry all the time, and then the memories of the mass gain are still in your head, and they seem very, very far away.
And you were highly appreciated in the last episode. So this time, what else do you want to achieve?
Do you mean physically, or do you mean for the character?
The character.
For the character, there's a little bit of an opportunity to explore some of the complexities to Superman's character in this. But the focus is very much on introducing Batman. It's very much a Gotham setting. There's a darkness to Gotham and Batman, and that is present in all of the movie, even in Superman's exposure to everything and his decision making. Is that there's that darkness either through the manipulation of Lex Luthor or from the personality and characterization of Batman. And for Superman to develop fully within there is quite difficult. But we definitely do see him learning things and learning about how to go about stuff in the future. There are mistakes made by all of us, even superheroes. And because he's a new superhero, Superman is learning his mistakes as he goes along and making sure they never happen again.
And how was the experience like working with Ben?
Ben was a fantastic person to work with. Ben is a very, very good actor and makes an excellent Batman.
Did he inspire you a lot?
Did he inspire me? To see anyone who has achieved what Ben has achieved is inspirational. And certainly when you see the kind of work he put in physically, it definitely keeps you going and keeps you going to the gym throughout the shoot.
And in the movie, Superman was slandered. And do you think the power of word and rumor is greater than superpower?
Whether one is greater or not, I do not know. I think the greatest power lies within us, and whether we allow it to affect us or not.
阿 Ben 同 Henry 兩位超級英雄嘅最強對戰，當然唔少得精彩嘅打鬥場面啦。唔知導演 Zack Snyder 覺得邊場戲最難忘呢？
For me, the fight between the two heroes is really was the funnest and sort of most challenging to shoot, but also really it's like when you're doing a fight scene and the action itself is also telling the philosophical story of the film. So it's a fine balance, but fun to do.
And I have to ask it again, how possible is it for a human to fight against superhuman?
It's not possible, of course, and so the movie itself has to explain and do the work of pitting these two heroes against each other in a way where you can believe they can fight.
And this time, how was the experience like working with Henry and Ben together?
Well, working with Henry was great because it was like coming home again. I was used to and felt comfortable with him. And Ben, I gotta say, was more than gracious and kind, and worked really hard, and just did a really great job. And neither of them complained when it was difficult, and they were just really cooperative and excellent partners.
And in your eyes, how do you feel about Ben and Henry? And what are outstanding differences between them?
Yeah, I mean, I really feel like in a lot of ways they personify the characters that they play in the movie, in a way, in a subtle way, because of course the characters themselves are magnified by like the reality of the sort of mythology that they portray. But their kindness comes through in relation to the professional experience of making the film. Henry, is just very clear with his vision for Superman, and Ben, in sort of now having to create a Batman from scratch, really again did an amazing job at just kind of making us feel like that Batman's always existed.
And thank you so much, and hope to talk to you again very soon.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. It's nice to see you. Cheers.